La Barcelona 92, în loc să se delege responsabilitatea către un post de radio gazdă național, Comitetul de Organizare de la Barcelona a creat Radio-Televizio Olimpica 92 sau mai pe scurt RTO 92. Cu o forță de muncă de 3083 de persoane, cu instalație permanentă de radio și televiziune la Stadionul Olimpic și Palatul Sant Jordi și peste 50 de unități mobile printre alte locații, RTO92 a oferit pentru prima dată transmisiuni în direct ale tuturor sporturilor olimpice de vară, cu excepția câteva evenimente preliminare, aproximativ 2800 de ore de filmări de televiziune în direct. Tot pentru prima dată s-a filmat cu microcamerele subacvatice de pe fundul piscinei de polo pe apă, camere periscopă capabile să transmită imagini de sub și de deasupra apei, căruciorul cu cameră suspendată de pe pista de-a lungul stadionului olimpic pentru filmarea zenită de 35 de metri a pistei de atletism, camere giroscopice cu zoom optic stabilizat, cameră PAL cu super slow motion și microcamera de pe bara de sărituri înălțime, iar NHK și Panasonic au dezvoltat sistemul digital DX-P1-P2 folosit pentru a înregistra digital jocurile olimpice pentru prima dată. Totodată a fost prima olimpiadă în care formatul HD TV a fost transmis la televiziune și receptoarele HD, iar pentru Japonia, NHK a acoperit de asemenea Jocurile Olimpice de Vară din 1992 în HD TV, în propriul sistem analogic iVision. Pentru România, TVR și Radio România au transmis toate manifestările sportive la care sportivii români au participat. Totodată, Olimpiada de la Barcelona a fost prima olimpiadă la care boicotul a dispărut cu desăvârșire. Dacă la Olimpiada de vară de la Los Angeles, Cuba s-a alăturat țărilor comuniste care au boicotat această olimpiadă ca răspuns la boicotul american față de Jocurile Olimpice din 1980 de la Moscova, la cele de la Seul 1988, Cuba s-a retras datorită faptului că țara soră și prietenă, Republica Populară Democrată Coreeană, sau mai bine spus Coreea de Nord, s-a retras de la Seul în 1988 datorită neînțelegerilor dintre cele două comitete ale celor două țări coreene. Președintele Comitetului Internațional, Ioan Antonio Samaranch, împreună cu prim-ministrul spaniol Filip González și de președintele Carlos Ferrer Sala, președintele Comitetului Olimpic Spaniol, au întocmit un plan în care boicotul trebuia să dispară la Olimpiada din 1992. Acest plan avea două puncte importante. Invitatul special al Olimpiadei trebuia să fie președintele cubanez Fidel Castro. Dacă accepta, împușca doi iepuri dintr-un foc, Coreea de Nord și Cuba. Și al doilea punct era revenirea Albaniei la Jocurile Olimpice de vară, ceea ce era un lucru foarte imposibil. Tratativele au început în 1990, unde Fidel Castro a acceptat invitația, dar a pus condiții ca sportivilor cubanezi, datorită embargoului american, trebuia să le fie plătite biletele de avion Havana-Barcelona cu escale la Madrid, cazarea și, bineînțeles, diunele, la care Comitetul Internațional Olimpic a fost de acord să le plătească, așa cum s-a întâmplat cu România în anul 1984. Astfel, Cuba, cu 176 de concurenți, dintre care 126 bărbați și 50 de femei, au participat la 90 de probe la 16 discipline sportive, unde au câștigat 14 medalii de aur, 6 de argint și 11 de bronz, ocupând locul 5 cu 31 de medalii în total, după echipa unificată Statele Unite ale Americii, Germania și China, iar micuța țară insulară întrecea Spania cu doar o medalie de aur, Spania fiind pe locul 6 cu 13 medalii de aur. Țara Cubei, Coreea de Nord, în urma tratativelor cu Fidel Castro a primit și același tratament, unde cu 64 de concurenți, 36 de bărbați și 28 de femei, au participat la 53 de probe, la 12 discipline sportive, unde au câștigat 4 medalii de aur și 5 de bronz și s-a clasat pe locul 16. Tot în 1990, guvernul spaniol a început tratativele cu moștenitorul politic al lui Enver Hoxha, care a izolat Albania, cu Ramiz Ali, care inițial a respins ideea ca Albania să participe la Olimpiada din 1992, însă în 1991 Albania s-a declarat Republica Albania. Iar la alegerile libere din martie 1992, Partidul Comunist pierde alegerile pe fondul colapsului economic și al tensiunilor sociale, iar noul guvern revine la decizie ca Albania, după 20 de ani, să participe la Olimpiada din 1992. Ultima participare a sa a fost la Olimpiadă la München din 1972, iar la Barcelona a participat cu 7 concurenți, 5 bărbați și 2 femei la 4 discipline sportive. Alți sportivi ce intrau a doua zi după deschidere în competiție au fost sportivii de la Pentatlon modern, ce a fost exclusiv masculin și s-a ținut 2 probe, una individuală și una pe echipe. România a fost reprezentată de Marian Gheorghe, ce s-a născut pe 15 aprilie 1963, care în cele 5 discipline desfășurate în felul următor: scrimă pe 26 iulie la Palatul Metalurgiei, unde sportivul nostru dintre 66 de sportivi din 30 de națiuni obținea 858 de puncte și se clasa pe locul 8. A doua zi, pe 27 iulie, unde s-a desfășurat 2 probe, înotul la piscinele Benet-Pigonel de dimineață și proba tir, ce s-a desfășurat la poligonul de tragere Moliet, ce era lângă Academie de Poliție a Catalaniei, Marian Gheorghe la not obținea 1252 de puncte și locul 22, iar la tir cu 950 de puncte ocupa locul 48. A treia zi, pe 28 iulie, s-a desfășurat proba de alergare ce s-a ținut pe circuitul de cross, unde sportivul nostru ocupa locul 35 și 1108 puncte. Ca pe 29 iulie, la ultima probă, cea de echitație, sportivul nostru să triumfe, ocupând primul loc cu 1100 de puncte. Cu un total de 5293 de puncte, Marian Gheorghe ocupa locul 7 la această olimpiadă, însă adevărații câștigători au fost polonezul Arkadiusz Kirparzek, câștigătorul medaliei de aur, Attila Mezir, câștigătorul medaliei de argint, iar Eduard Zenovka de la echipa unificată din Rusia câștiga medalia de bronz. La proba pe echipe, a câte 3 sportivi, Polonia câștiga medalia de aur, echipa unificată câștiga medalia de argint, iar Italia câștiga medalia de bronz. Sportivii de la tir intrau și în competiție chiar a doua zi după deschidere. Așa cum am aflat, totul s-a desfășurat la poligonul de tragere la Molet, unde competiția s-a desfășurat într-un total de 13 probe, 7 probe masculine, 4 probe feminine și 2 probe deschise pentru ambele sexe. România la femei la tir a participat cu Daniela Dumitrescu, născută pe 26 iulie 1968, unde la pistol cu aer comprimat 10 metri a obținut locul 7 cu 278 de puncte, iar la pistol 25 de metri cu 575 de puncte ocupa locul 14 la această olimpiadă. Însă la femei, vedeta numărul 1 a fost Marina Lopinenko, de la echipa unită din Rusia, care la ambele probe a câștigat aurul olimpic. La șit, România l-a avut pe Ioan Taman, care la un moment dat era la egalitate cu Joan Giga din Peru, care a câștigat medalia de argint, și cu Bruno Brosetti din Italia, ce a câștigat medalia de bronz. Ca după 2 serii de departajare, sportivul nostru se ocupe locul 4 cu 222 de puncte. Această probă a fost prima dată când o femeie a câștigat medalia de aur, într-o probă atât de deschisă și, de asemenea, ultima dată când a avut loc. Este vorba de Zhang Xian din China. Olimpiul marin, la armă calibru redus 50 de metri, 3 poziții, a obținut 1152 de puncte și locul 26, iar la armă liberă calibru redus 50 de metri culcat, cu 596 de puncte ocupa locul 11 pentru România. Însă, va mai concura pentru România la următoarele olimpiade. Iulian Raicea, născut pe 4 martie 1973 la București, avea să obțină 584 de puncte și locul 13 pentru România la pistol viteză 25 de metri la această olimpiadă. Însă și el va participa pentru România la următoarele olimpiade. Sorin Babii, născut pe 14 noiembrie 1963 la Arad, la pistol liber 50 de metri cu 653 de puncte ocupa locul 5. Iar la pistol aer comprimat 10 metri, a fost la egalitate cu sportivul Sergei Pischionov din echipa unită din Rusia, ce a câștigat medalia de argint după o serie de departajare, unde sportivul nostru cu 684 de puncte avea să câștige a doua medalie pentru România, medalia de bronz. Wang Yifu din China a fost câștigător la această probă, ce a făcut ca clasamentul pe medalii să arate la sfârșitul probelor de tir în felul următor. Pe primul loc, echipa unită cu 5 medalii de aur din 8 câștigate, pe locul 2 China cu 2 medalii de aur din 4 câștigate, iar pe locul 3 Germania cu 2 medalii de aur din 3 medalii câștigate. România se clasa pe locul 15 cu o medalie alături de Mongolia, Polonia și Suedia, bineînțeles pe ultimul loc, însă sportivii din Iugoslavia, ce au concurat sub steagul olimpic la proba tir, căci țara lor a fost suspendată, au fost primii sportivi ce au câștigat medalii olimpice de până acum sub steagul olimpic. Tot pe 28 iulie, atunci când Sorin Babii câștiga medalia de bronz, echipa feminină de gimnastică, la Palatul San Jordi, aducea pentru România a treia medalie, medalia de argint. Bineînțeles, la proba pe echipe, unde Cristina Bontaș, Gina Băcean, Vanda Alderean, Lavinia Milosevic, Maria Nicoliță și Mirela Pașca începeau exercițiile de la bârnă în această finală. Apoi au urmat exercițiile de la sol, penultima probă au fost exercițiile de la sărituri, ca ultima probă, exercițiile de la paralele să termine această finală. A fost cea mai așteptată finală de către părinții noștri sau de bunicii noștri, căci la gimnastică, la Seul 1988, câștiga medalia de argint pe echipe, iar la Los Angeles 1984 câștiga medalia de aur, iar pentru noi era o tradiție să fim prezenți în finală.
San Jordi, home to the gymnastics competition here at the Olympic Games. Tonight, it is the final of the women's team competition. The standings in the women's team competition after the compulsories, which count 50%. And you see it is close there. The unified team in first place, United States in second by 0.5. And the United States will be on uneven bars first, the unified team on vault. Then they rotate. The United States goes to the balance beam. Unified team to balance beam, United States to floor exercise.
Put into perspective, that 5/10 the U.S. is behind, that's one major fall being counted by a team.
Wonderful opening vault for the unified team.
Now, the way this competition works is that the women get 2 vaults, and you're allowed to keep the higher of the 2 scores, 6 judges from 6 different countries.
And that was just an incredible start for the unified team.
You know, John, what's interesting about this athlete is she was taken off the World Championship team back in 1991 in Indianapolis. They lost faith in her. They substituted her for Oksana Shutsovitana, who we'll be seeing later on.
So she'll wait for her score and prepare for her second vault. Her first score was a 9.875.
And for those of you who are wondering why she's doing, well, why she's doing 2 vaults this evening. They do only 1 in the compulsories, but in the optional phase, they are allowed to do 2.
And of course, the great thing about vault in this team competition is they can perform the same vault twice, which I'm sure she is planning to do. This is the Yurchenko, full twist, little hop on the back. Of course, these teams have got to... Uneven bars is not Kim's strongest event. If she can get through this, I think she's home free.
I remind you, she had such a disaster at compulsories when right in the middle of her beam routine, she just seemingly stepped off and lost her balance.
And it was the first event in the compulsories.
So much pressure on her at the games. How does the next Mary Lou?
She's hit both her release moves. She basically just has her dismount.
Got a stick though, right here.
Oh, again, another hop.
9.90, a terrific score. Welcome back. Shannon Miller is on the uneven bars for the Americans. Kim Zemeskel has already scored a near perfect 9.9.
She's doing well. She already hit her opening combination. This is one great bar routine. There's her second release move. She has a big dismount plan. Oh, the only one to stick her dismount thus far.
No hop there. Now compare that for me to Zemeskel, who just got a 9.9.
No question that routine was far more difficult than Zemeskel's.
And here's the dismount, Elfie.
It was just a little bit too close to the high bar, but what was so important is that she didn't give away 1/10 to the judges. Now she does this out of some full work at the top, very quick twist, stands it up nicely.
9.950 for Shannon Miller. And this is the Belarusian swan, Svetlana Boginskaya. She's won 4 Olympic medals, 6 World Championship medals, 8 European Championship medals.
Of course, all she has to focus in on is that landing. She knows that she'll get a better score as long as she sticks.
Yeah, and she answered. She answered back with a perfect landing and the body position in the air. It just doesn't get any better than this. There's the round off. Look at her legs are glued together. Beautiful laid out position. Looks for the floor and just nails it. She got a lot more height on this second vault. That's beautiful. And of course, this is what the judges are seeing.
This is their view.
The blind approach to the horse, very difficult vault. And there's her trademark. See the 1 foot in front of the other.
And her score from the 6 judges, a 9.950. We will be able to have standings for you for the teams after they finish this first rotation of 4. Christina Bontage.
Actually, John, she had the highest score in the compulsory exercises, which was quite surprising. If you remember, she had some problems, some real wobbles on this event, and she ended up as the highest score on this apparatus. So she is very good on optional beam.
She is from Onești, Romania, the same town as the legendary Romanian Nadia Comaneci. Actually, Nadia was her national junior team coach from 1986 to 87 at the National Training Center in Deva.
We've already seen her, however, play it a little bit safe. She was supposed to continue the elements after she mounted the beam, but decided to take a break and align herself.
You can see her pausing just a little bit, getting set for another very difficult acrobatic skill. 2 layouts in the rope. We've been seeing a lot of those skills throughout this competition.
Now the floor exercise is complete. It is very quiet. 4 inches wide, 4 feet high. Those Kim Zemeskel's challenge and emphasis.
Whoa.
Oh, big step.
Tumble down the beam, double back, step forward again.
Just getting started in the women's team final competition, which will decide the gold medal. After 1 rotation of 4, the unified team still ahead of the United States by 0.2 of a point more than it was before we began this. Romania in 3rd place, China in 4th. And here's the other battle we were talking about, the all-around scores after 1 rotation. Carrie Strug is in 3rd place, and Kim Zemeskel has moved up into 4th. If she gets into the top 3, she advances to the all-around. If she stays there in 4th, she will not. Kim needs a 9.987 to move into 3rd place. This is the event that she's the world champion on. This is the event that she fell on compulsories. Let's watch.
Yes, you need that down.
That's Bella Caroli's voice you hear in the background. So far, no problems.
Just the dismount. If she sticks, she just might do it. And wow, that was the scene of her life. The only one at this point who understands just how important that final move is. Double back. Perfect.
And she doesn't just do it, she nails it.
Sit here with us at the Olympic Games and wait for Kim Zemeskel's score on balance beam. There it is, a 9.912.
Possibly the most difficult beam routine in the competition.
you know, you don't see those little wobbles that often from Shannon Miller.
We saw Dominique do 3 layouts in a row. Shannon also does it right here. Oh.
Again, great, but I remember her in the rehearsal on podium. She was having problems out here in the competition hall. Whoa, again, another big break. She was supposed to hold that handstand for at least 2 seconds.
Let's put this team competition in perspective for you. For the Americans in particular, the last time the U.S. women's team won a team medal, any medal, in a non-boycott Olympics was 1948, and it was a bronze.
John, she has a lot of big tricks in this routine, and this is a big dismount, especially the landing. She handled it fairly well, but again took a step to the side.
A 9.90 for Shannon Miller. So a couple of good scores.
And she has such a beautiful swing on this apparatus. She makes it look so easy. There's a full twist to handstand in her first release move. A little bit close.
You know, her tall, slender frame really does give her a much different look than the other competitors, doesn't it?
It just seems like it takes so much longer for her to reach the handstands. She's swinging well.
Whoa, that is very uncharacteristic for Boginskaya. You're usually seeing her just nail those dismounts.
And her score, a 9.862 on an even bar for Tatiana Gutsu from Odessa in the Ukraine.
She is just the Evel Knievel of gymnastics. She'll just knock your socks off.
Look how quickly she moves from the high bar to the low bar. Already the speed is a major difference. Second release move.
This is a gymnast, by the way, with attitude. She stunned a lot of people.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Gorgeous. Oh, that was beautiful.
Boy, oh boy.
A new trend. The women are starting to do this double laid-out somersault. The speed she needs to generate to flip her body twice in a stretched position.
And her score was a 9.962. We bring you now this.
Actua, representant Romania, Cristina Fontas.
And of course, the unified team, as would have been predicted, is number 1 with 19.575. Remember, the Americans will not compete until the next subdivision. And now we move to rotation number 2, and on the floor, this is Vanda Hadarian of Romania.
A lot of people were surprised that Vanda Hadarian ended up on the team. A lot of people were expecting Eugenia Popa to be the 6th member of the team, but Hadarian was named the 6th member. And she's a beautiful gymnast.
Well, from our talking to the gymnastics community, we've heard time and time again, many consider her as having the best floor compulsory routine of the entire competition.
Look at the toe point that Vanda works with. Beautiful flexibility, high leg kicks.
She was first all-around at the European Junior Championships in 1991, so she's a real strong up-and-comer.
Watch the kick out here on that Arabian.
Well, our statistician, Paul Zerf.
How you doing?
Actua representant l'equip unificat Oksana Shosovidina.
Standings after 2 rotations of 4, the United States has now dropped to 3rd place following their performance on the balance beam. Romania moved up into second. Unified team still up there in gold medal position. Boginskaya on the beam. Take a look.
And John, this is definitely one routine you cannot miss. We talk about Svetlana being such an artist. This is where she really shines through on this apparatus. Great acrobatic skill, 2 consecutive layouts.
There has been some bad blood between Boginskaya and American Kim Zemeskal during the award ceremony for the World Championships. Svetlana was booed when she refused to shake Kim's hand, but Zemeskal had done the same thing to her the day before during the vault ceremony, and you perhaps will see Boginskaya and Zemeskal go head-to-head in the individual all-around. Crowd applauding a floor exercise routine as Svetlana wrapped up her beam routine here. Here's the dismount.
And watch here, she just nails this dismount.
Svetlana Boginskaya, that was her beam routine. Not only one of the best gymnasts on the unified team, but also really the team mother, always taking care of the younger gymnasts.
And what a credit to this athlete. Her scores are big scores for the unified team. There's her opening double layout run, and her dismount was spectacular. As Tim said, she just nails the landing. Unified team. Big score for the unified team.
9.9 is what she got on balance beam. And listen to the whistles that the judges got. They were expecting, the crowd was, a higher score than that. Oh!
I can't believe it.
Did not even get successfully onto the beam. This is just shades of Kim Zemeskal in the compulsories.
And the sad thing here is this team is 6 deep. I mean, she may not even make the individual all-around final because only 3 will advance.
Have never watched her compete. They don't own a television set. It's actually a good thing they did not see what happened at the beginning here. She has to keep her concentration. She has to finish the routine.
This is really sad. This is one tough mount, round off layout on. Obviously not a lot of room for error. She was right off the beam, but even after the fall, she threw everything in the book. Look at this dismount, takes the whole length of the beam, ends with a full twisting double back. That was really the highlight.
Right, you knew there that it was going to be tough.
Low score, 9.425. Reminds you that only the top 3 gymnasts on each team will advance to the individual all-around. She was in such a great position to compete later in the week. Whose life was...
The second to go for Romania. Down after the first rotation. Passing the Americans in the second. Neither country, I think, is going to catch the unified team. This is the battle of 1984 and the battle of the World Championships of Indianapolis all over again. Romania, United States.
Another ball twisting Yurchenko. Another confident performance.
Of course.
back in 1976. The first perfect 10 in competition. Games.
The same type of vault that we've been seeing all evening. It's your Yurchenko vault, very popular layout with a full twist, but what makes the difference is just how clean you can make this vault. A little bit of a form error in midair.
Yeah, you notice coming onto the horse, you'll see it right here. The legs are way apart, and that just opens the door for the judge to take at least 1/10 of a point.
And the judges can see it from that angle as well.
A lot of power on that vault, though.
So this 18-year-old will wait for her score, and she will vault again. She'll get to keep 9.887. So if this next vault is higher than that, she can keep that score. Remember, the Romanian team, all 6 of them together, have moved into second position ahead of the Americans.
Same second vault, but a lot better. Boy, that was a lot cleaner and higher.
And she didn't move at all when she landed. You noticed on the first one, she kind of slid back just a little bit. That landing was flawless. Still the form break, just a little bit, though.
This is one tough vault. You can see can't see the horse until those hands land on top, but she knows where she is on the landing. There's the back handspring onto the horse. She has to get a good block, nice clean line in the air, and she doesn't move.
Kalita's score, the 6 judges, a 9.90, so she'll take that one.
Romania. Here is Gina Gojin, the youngest on the Romanian team.
Another great first vault, just a little bit of a slide on the landing. She, of course, a part of the powerful Romanian team. There is Octavian Bellu, the head coach for this wonderful program that's turned out so many superstars.
And Octavian has said that she's one of the bright new superstars for his program. This was her first vault, the Yurchenko. We're going to be seeing a lot of this type of vault. Look at the form errors in the air, and there's the slide that Tim talked about. It is a slight deduction.
He has said that she has had a problem with nerves in the past. It really didn't look like it there.
Well, you know what? You just saw something quite interesting. A lot of the athletes, both the men and the women here,
9.950, her first vault,
have expressed a concern that all of the landing and the runway surfaces are very slippery. The athletes throw a little bit of chalk down there.
We've seen some men land right on their backsides.
Yeah, and this chalk combined on that surface helps to give them a better sticky running surface, and they also use it to mark where they're starting their vault. Oh, wow. A lot of power on that. The exact same vault that we saw from Boginskaya, but this one, she had a surplus of power and had to take a couple of steps on that landing, but she is something else.
And she has been really a virtual unknown since she stamped herself as an Olympic medal contender. Had a huge performance at the 1992 European Championship in France, second in the all-around.
Now this vault is out of a 10.0, as Tim mentioned. It's incredibly difficult. She had tons of power, a lot of over-rotation, but it's a very difficult vault to do, and to maintain good body position in the air. She didn't have that on her first vault, and of course the landings at this level, you have to stick both your vaults.
It really looks like nobody wants to grab that gold medal on vaulting tonight. Seeing a lot of errors here.
Right now in the lead is Svetlana Boginskaya, and the average vault score for Gina is a 9.8.
A form break before the horse. Her legs are wide apart right there. That is a deduction, but she sticks the landing.
You got to remember, folks, though, we're looking at this in slow motion, and the judges on the side there, doubtful that they noticed that leg separation from the board to the horse.
9.950 for that vault. So we've seen 3 of those so far: Miller, Gojin, now Milosevic.
Yeah, vaulting is definitely going to come down to the second vault tonight. The person who can do the best second vault is going to be your champion.
Romania has won 1 vault title, Ekaterina Zabo, 1984, but of course the Soviets were not there. They are here in the form of the unified team now.
Now Lavinia is going to perform the same vault we saw from Boginskaya and also from Gina Gojin. She did hers in a tough position, a little step on the landing, but it is a 10.0 vault.
So now what we're going to see, like Elfie said, mechanically, she's doing the same amount of flips, the same amount of twists, 1.5 flips, half twist, but her knees are bent throughout the salto or the front somersault. You'll see she does the same thing, but the knees are tucked instead of piked, where the knees stay straight and the body bends at the hips.
Life was passing before her on the beam. You heard Shannon Miller's floor exercise music. Here is that routine.
Judges favored this type of work.
A 9.90 on floor exercise. Zemeskal. She had the fall on beam, needs a 9.912 to move into third place among the U.S. gymnasts. And what that means is if she can move into third place, she will advance, she will not carry Strug out, and advance to the individual all-around. Up a 9.925, so Zemeskal, entering the last rotation, has moved into third place. Back here to Palau San Jordi, and if they ended this competition right now, Kim Zemeskal in third position would be going to the individual all-around competition. Here are the team standings, and the United States continues to fall further behind Romania. They were in second place, of course, after the compulsories to the unified team. Here really is a big surprise for the unified team. Rosa Galieva. People from these republics because it's no longer the Soviet Union, will be competing for their own republics in the individual all-around. So if she were to win, the flag of Uzbekistan would go up there.
Little Rosa Galyeva.
Right now, Svetlana Boginskaya, floor exercise.
Has acquired a variety of nicknames during her career, including the Queen of Perfection, and the Belarusian Swan is also known as the Goddess of Gymnastics.
Ahead of Carrie Strug, her teammate, needs a 9.936. She will advance to the all-around.
She hasn't had much of a problem on this apparatus. We've seen her score 210s as recently as the Olympic trials in Baltimore. And with that vault, she probably could do a little bit better on her second vault.
But you know, what a fighter. Right from the start, she was in trouble at these Olympic Games, but she has battled back every inch of the way.
Judges are scoring her first vault. She takes the... Oh, look at this, a 9.937, 1/1000th of a point ahead of what she needed. So she is assured, the crowd is booing because they wanted a higher score, but she is insured at third position. She doesn't know it.
Oh, and better vault, much better vault.
And has just scratched her way up into third. A 9.950, so indeed higher than the first vault.
Skills like that.
8 of the best gymnasts who qualified to get here in the team competition. This is Mirella Pasca, 17 years old.
John, she was third at the World Championships in Paris. She has 3 release moves in her bar routine. She's already performed 2, and she's getting set for her third right here. She's actually a bar specialist. She's always performed so well and has good results on this event. Big dismount. she's not making it easy for the rest of the competitors. She's really set the standard.
Romania, which is in central Romania, about 12 miles south of Deva, the former National Gymnastics Training Center before the 1989 Romanian Revolution.
She's a very good gymnast, but you do notice every once in a while the knees bend a little bit. You saw a slight separation of the legs. Just the form isn't as good as it could be.
But a big dismount, not a bad landing. She had one release skill with
uneven bars routine.
And Milosevic is the world champion on this event. Watch for the 3 releases that she does in this bar routine. This is her third right here.
But you know, it's like everybody on the competition floor is afraid to hold on to that lead, and she just maybe hops herself right out of a gold medal.
Yeah. Again, this was early. Team competitions in the Olympic Games. And so as you see, Gutsu in 4th position on the unified team. All-around scores for the Americans. Semeskel just beats out Carrie Strug. So, the unified team with gold, Romania silver, United States bronze. The one they grew up with and competed with, the unified team are reminded they will now exit the system that trained and built their unbeatable program, really. And when next time they compete, it will be for their home republics. Svetlana Boginskaya, the dynasty that has fashioned the most unbeatable teams in the history of women's Olympic gymnastics. Well, it's now being dismantled and will be scattered across the 4 corners of what was the Soviet Union. Seeing again the faces of Svetlana Boginskaya and little Tatiana Gutsu, we're reminded this was an emotional night for everyone in this arena, a night to remember.
La Barcelona în 1992, primii sportivi care au intrat în competiție chiar înainte de deschiderea olimpiadei au fost fotbaliștii, care pentru prima dată a fost stabilită o limită de vârstă. Toți participanții trebuia să aibă sub 23 de ani, condiție ce a fost utilizată de atunci la toate olimpiadele, însă primele meciuri jucate pe 24 iulie a fost Italia, Statele Unite ale Americii 2-1, Polonia, Kuwait 2-0, Spania, Columbia 4-0 și Egipt, Qatar 0-1. La Paris 2024, la Pentatlon modern, unde a avut loc probe atât masculine cât și feminine, echitatea a fost scoasă din program și înlocuită cu un segment de curse cu obstacole de către Uniunea Internațională de Pentatlon modern. Deoarece la Olimpiada de la Tokyo 2020, antrenorul germană Kim Rosner a fost eliminată pentru agresiunea fizică a unui dintre cai, iar asociațiile de protecție a animalelor au cerut Comitetului Internațional Olimpic scoaterea acestei probe din competițiile olimpice. La Barcelona 1992, în urmă cu un an, URSS se dizolva, însă unele țări sovietice, în afară de țările baltice, au continuat eternul război URSS-Statele Unite ale Americii, creând echipa unificată și unde au câștigat pentru ultima oară acest război cu 112 medalii la 108 medalii, printre care 45 de medalii de aur la 37 de medalii de aur câștigate de Statele Unite ale Americii. La Paris 2024, la proba pistol cu aer comprimat 10 metri pe echipe mixte, echipa Turciei formată din sportivii Savel, Iliada Torhan și de Yusuf sportivi cec au strânit numeroase meme-uri și filmulețe pe TikTok după poziția lor de tragere, însă au câștigat pentru Turcia medalia de argint. La Barcelona în 1992, înotătoarea Fu Mingxi, în vârstă de 13 ani, a fost cea mai tânără sportivă medaliată cu aur la Jocurile Olimpice din toate timpurile. La Paris 2024 și-a făcut debutul kayak cross-ul, cunoscut anterior sub numele de Salon Extrem, unde 4 kayake se întreceau pe un singur traseu, similar curselor de BMX, skycross și snowboard cross. Concurenții se aruncă în apă de pe o rampă de start, trebuie să treacă prin port și trebuie să efectueze o rostogolire cu kayakul în timpul cursei. Și cine are 0 greșeli, acela câștigă cursa. Eu am fost Dragoș de la Punctime și îți mulțumesc că ai împărtășit aceste informații cu mine. Până la episodul următor, îți urez să ai parte numai de bucurii.